So, thank you for joining in, but we're going to dive right into the conversation. There has been a topic that has been brewing around in our group that has been discussing car and transportation out here, and especially as an expat, which direction you should go or which direction you should try. I'm just here to break down the different opportunities and kind of give you my own personal advice. But for all advice that I give, you know what's best for you. You follow your gut, you do your instinct. All I'm here is just to provide you or give you a little bit of knowledge and tell you a little bit about my journey. So the first and easiest thing to do is, if you have a Western-based passport, UK, US, you can definitely rent a car while you are still on your tourist visa. All you have to do is show, I believe, your passport. I had my current driver's license and it was really just a snap of the fingers. So you can rent from the airport, you can rent from any rental company. I actually suggest to get away from the airport, and majority of times if you're coming out here as an educator, they run educator specials in August and September, really trying to get people to come in and rent. When you rent a car, it is on a monthly basis. You can rent per day or per week, but they run deals at a monthly basis, and it's not something you have to be concerned or worried about. Now, if you want to keep the car learned on, which a lot of my friends did, and I originally thought I was going to do, I had a Kia Picanto. I don't even know how to say it. I just call it little pico de gallo sauce because it was the smallest little car ever. But I was really going about 1,000 dirhams a month for that car. Now, the good thing about it is tolls, oil changes, any kind of changes, the company automatically did that. If I went through a toll, I would just have to pay at the end of the month anytime I renewed that. So it was just really nothing to worry or stress about. I had a friend who was renting a car and there was an accident, and they literally gave her a new car the same day and she was back on the road. So one thing you don't have to worry about when you have a rental car is really that maintenance, the oil changes, and all of those things, which being in Dubai is a really big deal with the sand and those things. I did change my mind, and what happened is I had family come, and then I realized I was just really using transportation a lot, and it became, for me, I needed to go ahead and look for a car. Now, I had another friend of mine, she purchased a used car. What happened is she was able to save up money from her first 3 checks, and she purchased a used car that is beautiful. A beautiful used car, and she paid about 30,000 dirhams because Dubai is a transient place. There's always somebody selling something on Dubizzle, somebody always trying to leave, somebody always trying to come. So you can really purchase a used car from between 30 to maybe 60, depending on what you want, and she paid for hers cash, flat out. I also purchased a used car. I used the app Car Swap, which actually works as a third party between owner and buyer. So they actually went through and did all the tests, and they walked me through getting the correct paperwork, getting tags for my car, getting the registration and everything else like that. And their payment was part of the plan. So I ended up having to pay just a deposit on the car, and I think I paid for a couple of things within that. And so I bought a Kia. It's not a Kia Sportage. What is my baby? It's a Kia. It's big though. I'll come back and find it. But it's an SUV car, very big, and I paid 33,000 for it used. And I love my brown sugar babe, because that's what I call it. But what happened is I put down a large deposit, and then I had a bank fund or loan the rest just like it is in the US, and my car payment is 500 monthly. And like I said, I have a much bigger vehicle. I don't even miss that amount. Now, I do pay for my oil changes, and I pay for gas, and I pay for tolls, but it really wasn't as big as an expense that I thought it would be, especially too when I realized where my job was. Very easy expense. I am gonna go have to get my car checked for tires. That's the one that I do get concerned about, once again, because it's so hot out here. But everything I priced, I had to repair the brakes. I did not pay over 1,000 dirhams to do any of the things that I have had to do for the car. I've had not any problems. The other thing is I actually had a car accident. Not bad one, but like a fender bender, and car insurance, which is weird. You pay all of it up front for the year. So my car insurance was about 2,700, so about 3,000 dirhams that I paid at the time I purchased the car, and you pay it every 13 months. When I got through the accident and everything, and basically I hit a stop sign, just slipped my foot, and then the car, it got twisted around, and it was really bad. Nobody was hurt, but really major damage to the car. Going in for the insurance and having them fix this, if you're from the States, I paid a 300 dirham deductible, and they took care of everything on the car. No hassle, no strain, no stress. They actually redid the suspension, they body painted the car, everything. And then I was ready for on the back end for my insurance rates to hike up, and they didn't. So it was just a really pleasant experience, and I was really shocked with that. So that's the used car notion. If you want to buy a new car, you can. Very simple. Pretty much once you're 6 months in your job, or basically 6 months with your bank account, you can do all those things. I want to go back to Car Swap real quick. Car Swap does have it where if they're with a certain bank, I believe Emirates MBD, you don't have to pay the deposit. I was not with that bank. So that's something, if you're thinking about a car, to go ahead and look at, because some of the banks will have deals or specials so you don't have to pay deposit, or you might have an even lower interest rate. And then I'm paying 500 dirhams for 3 years for the rest of my car to be paid off. So it's really easy. Now, if you want to buy a car, you can go to the new dealership, sign over the paperwork, do everything just like you would in the States or in the UK. Everything's perfect. It works just like that. The only setback I say to that is hearing from another friend of mine that they took out that loan and they were paying the car company, if you took out a loan at the bank, your interest rate would be a little bit cheaper. And the biggest one is that you are stuck with that car for whatever time. So he had a car loan for the 5 years, and you're with that car. Remember when I talked about the wear and tear in Dubai? Yes. So when you have a car for maybe 2-3 years, it's great. When you have a car for 5 years, it really does get that used quality feeling. A lot of work has to go, and it's easier if you don't have that overhead loan to turn around and sell it and get rid of it, or just trade it in. And so you have to just kind of be conscious and understanding the fact of how long you want to be here. The last option I kind of pinched on is if you decide to take out a loan, and there's a whole another video we're going to do and talk about that. But if you took out a loan, you paying it back, you can be able to get a car at your choice at cost or whatever, and you're able to probably take care of other business as well if you use that loan. So it's actually a better deal if you were only planning to take out the loan, to turn around and get a car that way and be able to put that money down out front versus working with the car companies and paying it that way. But all ways are possible, and that's just me trying to break it down. Don't forget, you can always just do taxi out here, depending on where your school is or your location. You can metro. In Dubai, it's a very high traffic area, or you can come out here and start working and find you a taxi or a driver who's dedicated to you, and they are just available at any text on the app. This transportation is not an issue or a concern. It's just deciding which direction you want to go. All right, I hope you really enjoyed that little tidbit for today. If you have any questions, post them down. I'll try my best to help you, or at least connect you to people who can help you. I don't know all of the answers, but I can try to get you somebody who might know some of them. All right, bye.